Hey, ladies and gentlemen. So today's story is one you do not want to miss. It's about a woman who returns to her hometown after 20 years, only to discover a secret that was waiting for her this whole time. At first, it's emotional. Then it gets deep. And by the time we reach the end, trust me, you'll be shocked. This isn't just a love story. It's a story about regret, mystery, and a final letter that changes everything. So sit back, relax, and watch this until the very end, because what happens at the end will stay with you forever. There was something about the way the waves kissed the shore in Willow Bay that made Amelia Wright feel like she was home, even if she hadn't stepped foot there in over 20 years. She hadn't planned to come back, not after the way she left, but life had a funny way of pulling you toward unfinished chapters. Amelia, now 38 and working as a literary agent in bustling New York City, had just finalized her divorce with a man she once thought she'd grow old with. Her career was successful on paper, but her heart felt empty. A week ago, she received a letter postmarked from Willow Bay. It wasn't signed with a name, just a location. The Lighthouse. Come soon. He's waiting. Something about it haunted her. It felt personal. It stirred memories she had buried. The scent of salt water, the creaking boards of her grandmother's porch, and the boy who once promised her forever beneath the stars. That boy was Jesse Calhoun, the same boy she left behind without a word after high school graduation when a full scholarship sent her to the other side of the country. He wrote letters every week for a year. She never replied. She told herself she had to forget him to become someone new, but standing on the cracked road leading to the lighthouse, suitcase in one hand, letter in the other, the past was impossible to ignore. The lighthouse had long been abandoned, decommissioned when she was still a teenager, but someone had fixed it up. It looked alive again, like a chapter rewritten. As she climbed the stone steps toward the front door, her heart pounded like it hadn't in years. She knocked, no answer. She opened it slowly. Dust motes danced in the sunlight. A kettle whistled in the kitchen. Someone was here. Her breath caught when she saw a photo of them, herself and Jesse, framed in glass beside an old record player. That picture shouldn't exist. Only one person had a copy of it. Amelia? Came a voice behind her. She turned. It was not Jesse. It was an older man, lean and graying, with Jesse's eyes. "You probably don't remember me," he said. "I'm Noah, Jesse's brother." Her stomach dropped. Jesse never had a brother, or so she thought. Noah led her through the house, explaining slowly, as if he'd been rehearsing this for years. Jesse had passed away nearly 5 years ago in a quiet car accident on a rainy night. No foul play, no final goodbyes, just gone. But before his death, Jesse bought the lighthouse and began restoring it, hoping one day Amelia would return. He wrote letters, hundreds of them, that he never sent. Instead, he stored them in a locked trunk at the base of the lighthouse. "He always believed you'd come back," Noah said, placing a brass key in her hand. "He asked me to give this to you if you ever did." The trunk was covered in dust, its hinges creaking like old bones as she opened it. Inside were stacks of envelopes, each one labeled with a date. She picked the earliest one, June 5th, 2003. It was the day after she left. Jesse's handwriting was the same, neat, thoughtful, and deeply emotional. In the letter, he spoke about how he knew she had dreams bigger than their small town, how proud he was of her, and how he'd wait. Other letters followed, birthdays, holidays, random days where he missed her so much he couldn't sleep. He documented his life as if he were still speaking to her. His career as a carpenter, the dog he adopted and named Piper, the nights he'd sit by the shore and talk to the stars, pretending she was listening. Amelia sat on the wooden floor for hours, reading, sobbing, and laughing. It was like discovering a parallel life that had continued without her. Noah told her Jesse never married and never dated seriously. He poured all of himself into the lighthouse, into these letters. "He didn't hate you," Noah said. "He just hoped you'd find your way back, and if not, he wanted you to know he never stopped loving you." Amelia couldn't believe the weight of what she'd carried all these years. She thought she had been forgotten, moved on from, but Jesse had built an entire emotional legacy around a future that never came. And now, somehow, she was holding the pieces. Amelia stayed in Willow Bay for 2 weeks, reading a handful of Jesse's letters each morning and walking along the beach in the evenings. She met people she hadn't seen since childhood. Mrs. Lyle, who still ran the bakery and remembered exactly how Amelia liked her apple danishes, and Tom the ferry driver, who had gone half blind but still remembered Jesse's laugh. The town hadn't changed much, but Amelia had. The letters began to inspire her. She had spent her life selling other people's stories, but for the first time, she felt the pull to tell one of her own. She started writing at the Lighthouse, using Jesse's letters as the foundation. A love story interrupted by time, a story of hope that never withered. As the final day of her stay approached, Noah handed her one last letter, different from the others. "He gave this one to me the day he bought the Lighthouse," he said, "told me to keep it safe." The letter was simple. Jesse's final wish, that if Amelia ever came back and found the letters, she should choose what to do with them. Burn them, keep them, share them, but do something meaningful. These letters are for you, and if they mean something to you, let the world know what it feels like to be loved without conditions. That night, under a full moon, Amelia sat by the lighthouse window and made her choice. She would turn Jesse's letters into a book, a memoir, a tribute, a truth. Not to rewrite history, but to honor the version of love that never got its ending. 6 months later, the book titled The Last Letter from Willow Bay became a bestseller. Readers around the world cried, healed, and remembered the power of unfinished love. And Amelia, she bought the Lighthouse, kept it alive, not as a shrine to Jesse, but as a home, a beacon, one where visitors could come, write, remember that some stories, though brief, are eternal. She even found love again, slow, gentle, honest, with someone who respected her past and walked gently beside her present. And every year, on the anniversary of Jesse's passing, she'd light a lantern and let it float into the sky above Willow Bay, whispering, "I made it back. Thank you for waiting."